Hello everyone! I am so excited to be talking about Baldur's Gate today. I've wanted to make this video for a really long time, but honestly I just can't stop playing the game. I started playing Baldur's Gate initially because it was a co-op two-player game, so me and my husband could sit down and play with it. I've heard amazing things, I was talking to friends about it, and it just seemed like a game that I would really like. However, I have never played Dungeons and Dragons. I do not know how to play Dungeons and Dragons. I had no idea what a drow was, what a tiefling was. I had no idea about the dice and rolling for initiative. Nothing. I came into this game completely blind, got very frustrated with it at the very first boss where you have to try to escape the ship, but eventually, after almost 200 hours of playing, I started to get it. So I started initially playing the game with my husband, and because the co-op was split screen, it was really hard to figure things out, and the combat system, we thought the game was broken. We did not understand anything about it. We couldn't take turns. We weren't sure what's going on. So eventually, we stopped playing together, and I just sat there and I played and played and played until I figured it out. And I got, I want to say, yeah, I think I got to Moonrise Towers my first playthrough. And then I finally understood the combat and setting up, you know, your character and what races work well with how I wanted to play the game. So a lot of different things changed. I learned a lot. I was like, okay, before I ruin the story completely, I'm gonna restart it. So I did. Made a new character, did everything completely differently, and beat it in about 205 hours later. My second playthrough was actually pretty good. I got, you know, a good ending for all the characters. I had magic time with Gale. As I've seen that everybody accidentally seems to have some magical relationship with him that he just sneaks his way into. I was really trying to romance Starion, but I guess I just wasn't evil enough, and maybe perhaps by the end of the game things just weren't progressing well in our relationship, so it never happened, which is really unfortunate. But that's okay, because I started a third playthrough and we're good to go there. So I have become incredibly obsessed with this game. I highly recommend everybody play this game, whether you know about Dungeons and Dragons or not, whether you even know about RPGs, or if you just play Mario Kart. Like, this is one of those games that, yeah, it's gonna have a learning curve. It's gonna be really difficult at the start, but it's totally worth it for the story, for the fact that you can talk to almost every single character, that it feels real. Like, unfortunately, it's a world that when I beat the game, I actually cried at the end. And when the credits, I sat there and I watched all the credits. I read the comments of people that were part of the game, and I felt lost. I felt like I lost my friends. I felt like I was moving away. You know when you're a child and you have to go to a new school and you have to say goodbye to all your friends and then move on? Felt just like that. Same amount of pain. I was very sad. And I just sat there when the credits were over on the title screen where it said continue or new game, and I couldn't decide, because I was like, even if I start a new game, I won't have the same relationships with them. But 20 minutes later, I want to say, I was in a new game, making a new character, doing my thing. I can't stay away. I'm watching interviews and watching the characters that played, the actors that played the characters in the game play Baldur's Gate 3, and I just think it's so amazing, the community that's around it and the amount of work that they put into it. I know I'm just rambling here, but this is a really, really good game. I traditionally don't play these kind of games. I really like to play Zelda games. Like, I've played pretty much all the Zelda games. I'll play the Pokemon games, again, not all of them. You know, I really like Detroit Become Human. I like those kind of games that really tell a good story and it's really in depth. This game, however, is much more than I expected in that department. We're almost everything you do changes what happens at the end of the game or throughout the game. The characters you meet, you can kill everybody you meet if you really want to. I will note that I did try to start doing the Dark Urge playthrough, and I can't. It's very hard. Just, I think simply because I've fallen in love with the characters, that to kill them or leave them to their demise, it's hard on me. It hurts my heart, and I can't do it. Which I know is really silly because it's just a video game, but they really did such a good job at making these characters feel real. And I mean, they did motion capture and scripting and all that stuff, and it took several years, so it should. But I'm just saying they did an absolutely outstanding job on it. I am amazed. Like, Detroit Become Human was probably one of my favorite games. I mean, I shouldn't say probably was, because it definitely was. I played it a lot. I tried to 100% it. That's very hard. I'm very impatient too, so some of the things where you have to wait for things to time out, just not good for me. You know, and that was one thing that I was worried about with the turn-based system in Baldur's Gate. But it's actually really good. Like, I understand a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't like turn-based games, you know, my attention span can't handle it. Trust me, it will keep your attention because it does move very quickly, and you kind of have to read and watch what's going on to plan your next attack. And the way they've set it up, like, you really can do a bunch of different things. I didn't learn, and maybe this is really embarrassing to admit, when I was beating the last boss of the game on my first full playthrough, I learned that you can play with the character, like when it's your turn, you can choose which character you want to play as long as they're in the same group. I'm not joking. The final boss of the game, and I'm like, oh, wow. And I think it's so funny how much I've learned about it and how much I'm still learning. Like, there's just, I can't recall anything other than that at the moment, but I am learning so much little things that they've put in the game. And this playthrough that I'm doing, unfortunately can't do the Dark Urge. I was trying to destroy the Tiefling colony and get Minthara into my party, but oh, it's just hard. So I did hear about a sneaky way to kind of keep them alive and also get her. So I'm going to try doing that this playthrough. We'll see how it goes. If it works well, I'll post a video about it. Fingers crossed. We'll see what I do. I'm not sure. But I really want to explore every inch of the maps and the areas and talk to as many characters as I can. I want to try to get every character in my camp. I don't know if that's possible because I don't know. I know with Minthara you technically have to be evil. Like I said, little workaround, so I'm going to try to work that out. And I never got Mince into the party before. I'm playing on PlayStation, so Jaheira, there's like a bug with Jaheira where she gets really mad at you after Moonrise Tower and ends up leaving your party, but if you jump around her, it doesn't initiate that cutscene. But then when she was in my camp, she would talk to me, but she would never actually join the party, even though she said, okay, I'll go with you. She never did. So hopefully that's been fixed. I haven't looked up on that, unfortunately. But we'll definitely see how it goes. Obviously, we'll be posting videos because I just can't stop playing this game. I can't stop talking about it. It's a problem. To the point where my friend was selling a Steam Deck. And I was like, okay, I don't need a Steam Deck, but I know that I can play Baldur's Gate on there and I can take it with me. So I haven't bought the game yet, but it's probably coming. So I might be starting yet another playthrough on a different device that keeps it coming. I think I'm gonna get fired from my job. Not really sure, or you know, my kids just might not end up going to school. I'm not really sure about that either. But either way, I'm sorry for all the rambling. I just absolutely love this game. It's a universe that I think everybody can find a piece of enjoyment from it. I think it'd be impossible not to, personally, but this game definitely deserved to win Game of the Year. And it deserves the attention and the positivity and even negativity. Like, this game really, I feel like, worked so hard. The developers put so much effort, so much love, and so much tears into making this game be what it is. And I hope that other video game companies see this as not necessarily like the new standard to go through, but try to make good quality games like this. This is credible. And the fact that there's no microtransactions and pay for this outfit, or you can have this character in your party, but you have to pay for it. I love that they're not going to do that. You know, I'm not saying that you can't do that for other games. Go ahead, DLC content is a huge thing. I'm a sucker for it. I will buy DLC content depending on the game. If it's Call of Duty, I'm not buying special weapons. It's just silly to me. You know, but I have bought special character packs or clothing packs. Like in Friday the 13th, bought all the clothing packs. You know, so it really depends on pricing and the content that it really brings to the game. But the fact that Larian Studios isn't going to do that, I think it's just, I guess it's really nice, because everything right now just wants to take money from you and, you know, keep you playing, keep you interacting, and kind of suck you in, but it doesn't feel like it's for your benefit. As where this game really feels like it's your story. So, if you love Baldur's Gate, let me know in the comments down below if I've missed anything. And honestly, if you can teach me anything, leave that in the comments below too. I know I beat the game already. I don't really know what I'm doing. I get my ass handed to me if I try to play on a higher difficulty. So please, if you have anything to say to me, to other players, to people that don't know about the game or the universe, share your knowledge down below. I love the community that this is. I absolutely love this game, and I'll be posting more videos about it, most definitely. Thank you guys so much for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day, and have fun in Baldur's Gate.